First it was sugar, now it's salt. New York City's Mayor Michael Bloomberg now targeting salt in frozen foods and soup. The proposal based on research that says too much salt increases the risk for stroke. To drum up support, New York is putting up ads like this one around the city. But is this just a case of government overstepping its role? And doesn't government have better things to do with its time? For a fair and balanced debate, we're joined by Lori Roman, the president of the Salt Institute, and Sharon Richter, a certified nutritionist. Nice to see both of you this morning. And Lori, let me start with you. Doesn't the government have better things to do with its time?
Well, this one-size-fits-all low-salt diet that they want to put us on is unnatural, and in some cases it could be dangerous. The government is behind the times on the science. They're not ignoring new research from Harvard and other universities that shows many unintended consequences of a low-salt diet. And while some people should be on a low-salt diet and under the care of their doctor in doing so, a one-size-fits-all diet for all Americans could really be reckless. It could actually hurt people. There are even studies that say, there was a study from Albert Einstein College of Medicine there in New York that showed that cardiac patients put on a low-salt diet actually had more heart attacks than the cardiac patients on a regular salt diet.
Okay, so you bring up some interesting points. Out-of-date research, Sharon, out-of-date research, and a one-size-fits-all approach is not the answer. What do you say?
Right now, 1.5 million New Yorkers have high blood pressure. That's astronomical numbers. And high blood pressure can lead to heart attack, stroke, cardiovascular disease. This is the #1 killer of Americans. We can save billions of dollars in health care costs, and I think that's what's really significant at this time.
Don't we have more of a responsibility, though, to teach our children about this? I mean, this is something that's interesting. We're seeing, actually, the New York Post this morning, we're seeing with all the calorie numbers that we're seeing in Manhattan, right? You walk into a Starbucks, you see the calorie number. Even donut shops. We're seeing a spike in donut sales in Manhattan all of a sudden. So it seems like this education campaign, Sharon, might not be working at all.
Well, we really need to be educating in various directions, you know, calories, in terms of fat, in terms of sodium. These are all contributing factors to obesity. And if we can educate in any way, shape, or form, it's really significant because it's calories, it's sodium, it's water retention. All these factors are going to be contributing to obesity. And this is really a problem that's affecting us in many, many ways.
Okay, so, Lori, it may not be perfect, according to Sharon, but we need to be educating in some capacity. What do you say to that?
Well, research that just came out a few weeks ago from Harvard actually showed that sodium intake in the United States has been the same for 40 years, but hypertension rising. So we know sodium's not the culprit here, and I'm glad we brought up obesity because those researchers pointed out that obesity is more likely the cause of the hypertension problem in the United States than sodium. And so it's very dangerous for the government to target something that's probably not the problem, put everyone on a low-salt diet, and put many people at risk, including the elderly, pregnant women, children, and even healthy patients we know can develop insulin resistance when put on a low-salt diet, which is the precursor to diabetes.
Sharon, let me give you the last word.
We have to really start educating overall on how to start exercising, start looking at our health, and start really learning how to overall take care of ourselves.
No, I think we can all agree about that. But thanks, guys. We appreciate it. Lori Roman, Sharon Richter for joining us this morning on Fox & Friends. Thank you.